If there's one thing that we all know about Tesla, it is that they aren't exactly afraid to try new things or come up with new innovations. And while some of the innovations, like their car designs, may be kind of weird at first, their other innovations like engine and motors are usually huge successes. And the new Tesla carbon-wrapped motor looks like it's going to be another major success for Tesla. So I first heard about the new carbon-wrapped motor last night when I overheard some people talking about it. And because I'm obsessed with all things Tesla, I had to immediately do some digging and find out everything that I can about the motor. I found out quite a lot, and in this video, I'll be sharing with you everything that you need to know about the new Tesla carbon-wrapped motor. Make sure to watch until the very end, because I guarantee that you're going to love watching this video. Without wasting time, let's get right into it. At the Tesla Model S Plaid delivery event earlier this year, Tesla CEO Elon Musk revealed that the car came with a carbon-wrapped motor, and that it was the first electric vehicle to feature a carbon-wrapped motor. Elon Musk described the Plaid's carbon-wrapped motor as the most advanced motor on Earth, and while you may think that that's a heavy claim, I have to admit that he's probably right. Elon Musk explained on Twitter how the motor was made, and he said, "Fiber is wound over rotor at high tension load. The machine to do this was made by Tesla Automation. Carbon sleeve must put copper rotor in compression, or it loosens at low temp due to differential thermal expansion. Preload is also helpful for maintaining precise gap to stator." Elon also revealed that Tesla had to build the machine that made the motor because it was a new technique, and so there were no previously existing machines that could do this. Basically, the machines had to be able to wind together carbon and copper at high tension because those two elements have significantly different rates of thermal expansion. Safe to say that Elon Musk definitely earned bragging rights with this one. While Elon Musk was 100% correct when he said that this is a kind of motor that had never been used in electric vehicles before, this doesn't mean that carbon fiber wrappings have never existed. Sure, we can give Tesla the credit for being the first to use the motors in their vehicles, but the truth is that carbon-wrapped motors have been around for quite some time. Carbon fiber-wrapped motors have been used in turbos, compressors, and many other high-speed types of machinery. Giving you a brief look at what the motor looks like, take a look at this picture. The different parts of the motor are color-coded to make it easier for you to understand, and the blue part is the permanent magnet that can be found on top of the motor's core. Now, because the motor spins at very high speeds, it is important to keep the magnet from slipping out or flying away, and this is why the motor is enclosed in a thin-walled cylinder. Now, the cylinder can be made of many materials, and there isn't one particular material that can be said to be the best, because, well, this is technology and different companies are constantly finding out new ways that they can outdo the competition. Previously, non-magnetic metal sleeves like titanium or Inconel, which are very good materials because they're strong and, unlike carbon, their thermal expansion rate is very similar to that of the entire motor. And this is why non-magnetic metal sleeves remained a favorite for years. Unfortunately, there was also a major drawback to the use of the metal sleeves. One of the first things that we all learned in grade school science is that metals are a great conductor of electricity and energy generally, and this posed a problem to the motors made with metal sleeves. This is because strong eddy currents get caught and induced in the metal sleeves. And in this picture, you'll see that the eddy currents at 20,000 RPM, which is roughly about 10 amps per millimeter squared. Eddy losses are bad for the motor because they reduce efficiency and make it difficult to manage the thermal management of the rotor. This challenge with the metal sleeves meant that a new method had to be created, and that new method is the carbon fiber sleeves. The major advantage of the carbon sleeves is that, unlike the metal sleeves, carbon is a bad conductor, which means that the motor will be free from eddy losses, and this will directly translate to increased efficiency. There is a little bit of a problem though, and that's the fact that carbon doesn't experience thermal expansion. The rest of the motor does, and this means that when the motor expands and the carbon doesn't, the carbon experiences stress. Tesla found a way around this problem. Like I said earlier, Elon Musk's tweet explained how they solved this problem by winding carbon fiber over rotor at high tension load. This ensures that the carbon has the ability to withstand the stretching force that comes from the thermal expansion of the rest of the motor. This picture of the Model S Plaid's carbon-wrapped motor gives a pretty decent illustration of what the motor structure looks like. The motor has a similar low V shape, like that of the Tesla Model Y. And this isn't all that surprising, because it is a pretty common design in most intelligent power module cars. But while it is similar to that of the Model Y, which doesn't use the carbon-wrapped model technology, there are some slight differences. For one, the new motor does not have iron bridges between the magnets or at the tip of the V. And while it's kind of hard to tell from the picture, I really doubt if there will be iron bridges at the interpole region or the rotor surface. I might be wrong about this though, but I don't think I am. I have to admit that this design is absolutely brilliant and makes so much sense for V IPMs. For one, motors usually have iron bridges at the V-tip of the motor and the interpole space. And not only do the bridges help to give the motor more stability, but they also create an outlet for some leakage flux to flow out. But the carbon-wrapped motor takes a vastly different approach to things. By getting rid of the metal bridges, it uses the carbon fiber sleeves to hold the motor in place. A great difference is that this method gets rid of the leakage flux path, and this means that the motor is able to spin at significantly higher RPMs, and this, in turn, boosts the speed of the vehicle. Well, the major advantage of the carbon-wrapped motor is that the motor can create stronger electromagnetic fields than motors that are wrapped with non-magnetic metal sleeves, like titanium. Another benefit of the carbon-wrapped motor is that it prevents the copper rotor from expanding due to radical acceleration. Elon Musk himself revealed this on Twitter, and he wrote, "Main advantage of this is a much stronger EM field, compared with a rotor that is held together by metal, usually high-strength steel. Another advantage is that rotor can go to higher RPM, as carbon sleeve, mostly, stops copper rotor from expanding due to radial acceleration." One thing about Elon Musk is that he loves Twitter, and his Twitter page is like a mini handbook for all things Tesla related. Now, you may be wondering what the point of this whole motor is because, after all, the old motor worked fine. Well, this new motor is a literal beast. With the carbon-wrapped motor, the Tesla Model S Plaid can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in only 1.99 seconds. That's not even enough time to catch your breath. Now it's time for you to tell me what you think about the Tesla carbon-wrapped motors. Do you think that this was a necessary invention? Do you think that there was no need for this, and the old method of using non-magnetic metal sleeves worked just fine? Or do you think that the carbon-wrapped motor will be a significant improvement? Don't be shy. Let me know what you think in the comments. Remember to like this video if you haven't already liked it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already. And turn on notifications so you get notified when I post on all things about Tesla. See you in the next video.